You've got Brian here at Blue Water Marine again. On this segment, we're going to be updating a Lowrance Ghost to the new head that they put on the Ghost X. This is a product we offer on our storefront and our website. Customer brought us one in. He wanted the new arrow. One of the biggest complaints with the Lowrance Ghost was this was magnetic and it sticks, and it's not always true to where your lower unit's pointing, and can cause you a lot of issues when you're scoping, which we know scoping is a big deal now. So we're gonna start walking you through what you've got to do. This is a bezel, so there's two screws. There's two screws under it, and all these are star heads. So you'll take these two screws loose. And then this peels apart here on the front. As you can see, it pops off like so. And this is the tedious part. You've got to take all these screws all the way around this off. And then once we pull this loose, we'll take this top cap off that will actually be replacing. Once again, these are all star heads. So we've got all those loose. So we'll take this cap loose. As you can see, that's your old magnet top. So this essentially is no good anymore because it comes with all the new seals and all that. But we'll get into that when we get there. So the worst thing is you do have to take these control boards off. You've got to be very, very careful when you're unconnecting these connections because it's very easy to break them off of the control board. We've personally had customers that's broke them, and we personally have broke them in here, unfortunately. This screw is different. It's for metal. The other one's going to plastic. So just make sure you get that one back correct. So as you can see, we've got all these connections here. I'll leave this one connected to the board. And it's got a clip there. And then that one just pulls out. Come over here. At this point, I like to try to, this is got a little adhesive on this over here, so you got to be very careful to walk it off. This one is being stubborn, so I'm going to go ahead and take these connections out. I'll show you right here. This one here is the one everybody breaks. You got to be very careful. And there's two clips on the side, and push them in. Wiggle very easy. There we go. And then your main power wire. And you want to lay this to the side where it won't get damaged. So at this point, we're in here. So we've got to take this plastic or this metal cover loose. It's got 3 screws here. They're the same as that other screw that I showed you. Any of the screws that go into metal is gonna look, I'll let you compare them. So that's your one, that's your screws that's going into the plastic. And there's your metal screws. Just for reference when you're going back. So once you remove those three, that'll come loose. You're gonna need a razor blade to remove this heat shrink. This is for your main power wires. So we got those. Then you've got these zip ties holding these. Just cut them free. So you've got your transducer cable. You just twist this, pop it off. So now you've got all your wires out. So now to remove the plastic cover. It's not a terrible job, just a little cumbersome with all the screws that Lowrance put in them. A few things we'll show you later on that have to do with timing the lower unit. That's really the biggest thing you've got to watch for. But it is nice. This upgrade has totally fixed the arrow problem on the Ghost, which is much needed. It's pretty nice that they made it available to the just your standard Ghost. So it's a pretty cheap upgrade to do it yourself. All right, so we've got that. Of course, they gave us a new set of that. So, as you can see, we've got to change our main gears and this. So you're gonna change this gear and this. And then the belt has to be longer because of the new gears. So I'll start by working this belt loose. It's no longer good. We're not gonna need this anymore. And then take this belt loose. We will be using it. Wiggle this one out. So I'm gonna take this gear loose. So you gotta be careful because this gear can go two ways. As you can see, this arrow is pointing here. That arrow is gonna point there when this lower unit is in 90 like this. This is what I was talking about on timing it. So we've got to know that this is on a 90. So we will not use this gear anymore. So like I said, make sure your transducer cone is under the head of this motor at a 90 degrees like this. There's your arrow. Slide these wires through. sure it sets on there flush. I like to get them started and then okay. So we got the main gear back on, and then as you can see, this has a red arrow. It's gonna set on top of your head sensor in your new belt. So like I said, this belt is longer. So here's the point where you've got to worry about timing this motor. So when this lower unit is perpendicular with this housing where the steer motor is, that's where you want these arrows. These arrows need to align. So this is the cumbersome part. You always got to take this back arrow, and I'll hold it like that, and then I'll set it, and then I will rotate my lower unit. Sometimes it pops off. Put pressure as you, and then of course so we're on there. So when this is perpendicular with your under your steer motor, these two arrows should be perfectly aligned as so. So then you'll set your steering motor gear back on. Same deal. And I'll just confirm that we're on there. So now we go back. This is where we start assembling it back. You've got your new cover here. Slide all your wires back through. Just watch these wires, they easily get trapped. Especially this little one. I'll set it like so. Set it down. And now we've got, these are the screws they provided, the new ones. For this cover. On these, I like to go ahead and set them in here because if you drop one, you've got to disassemble. So we've tightened all the screws up to the plastic cover here. Now we're gonna start. I like to start by plugging your transducer cable in. Just make sure you turn this lock here, like so, and then set it in it spot there. And then this is where the zip ties come in that they give you a lot, but all you need are these two. As you can see right here, there is a slot. It's kind of finicky to get through. So set that one like so. And then you're gonna do this one as well. Slot right here. Sometimes I gotta curl them up. There we go. And then you're gonna zip tie this transducer wire in this. So they also provide you with the heat shrink for the power wires. So of course, make 100% sure that you get red with red and black with black. I know it sounds crazy, but I've seen it happen. Make sure it's covered, that way no metal's exposed. Take your heat gun. So you'll tuck these down here. And next is your metal piece. Line up the holes. Like I said, remember they've got the special type screw. So, we're gonna cut our tag ends. All right, now we're to the point of installing our main PCBA board and this is your GPS board. So go ahead and connect the power back here. I always like to start this metal screw so you can hold it down. And I'll go ahead and connect all my connections. Just remember, don't press too hard on this one. Very easy to break off. Got your little small get the GPS one started. Want your connection on this side over here. Got your board here. Just make sure these wires don't get in the seal's way. Pause it. So that's all secured. So now you've got your new head and your seal. You're gonna place it on like so. And then our new arrow, you're gonna line it up with that and click it in and snap it in. And now it's on a gear. And then you got all your screws again, go under the bottom. You do want to make sure these are tight because this is your water seal. These aren't getting tight, so I'm gonna have to hand tighten them. I kind of go in a pattern, that way it tightens down in sections so you're not messing with that seal any. Got all them in. Last but not least, put your bezel back on. I'll cup it like that. Then you've got your 2 screws. I always like to hand start these because they are very easy to cross thread. As you can see, your new arrow. So now this arrow is going to be 100% with your lower unit. As you can see, it's very easily done. It can be done on the boat if it can be deployed. Of course, you saw you've got to have this perpendicular with this steering motor to time it. If you can't do that on your boat, then it will have to be removed and put on a bench or so forth. However you can get that motor aligned. Once you've did this, you want to go through the factory reset, which can be found on our YouTube channel as well. We'll provide the link down below in the description. You want to go through the steps in our video on resetting it and so forth to make sure that calibrates your foot pedal calibrates and does the factory software restoration. So, like I said, all this stuff can be found on our bluewatermarineky.com. This video can be found on there as well, so if you order the part, you can always reference back to our how-to video. Very simple to do, as you can see. With the help of the video, I feel confident anyone can do it. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and comment what you think about these videos, and if you need to see any other how-to videos. We're out, Blue Water Marine.